It was Christmas Eve, 1945, in Fayetteville, West Virginia. Snowflakes gently fell, blanketing the quiet town in white, while inside the Sodder household, the air was filled with warmth and anticipation. Jenny Sodder bustled in the kitchen, preparing the last touches on the holiday feast. George Sodder was outside chopping firewood, the crackling sound of the axe echoing in the crisp winter air. 10 children, a loving family, and a night full of hope and celebration. But as the clock struck midnight, everything changed. A sudden blaze erupted within the wooden walls of their home. Flames devoured the structure with terrifying speed. Neighbors rushed to help, hearing the frantic calls and seeing the fiery glow that swallowed the house. The Sodder family stood outside, helpless, as 5 of their children, Louis, Jenny, Maurice, Betty, and Bobby, vanished into the inferno. The fire was extinguished by dawn, but the mystery only deepened. Despite thorough searches, no remains of the missing children were ever found. Official reports claimed the children perished in the fire, yet George and Jenny Sodder never accepted this grim conclusion. A haunting suspicion gripped their hearts: could their children still be alive, taken away by unseen forces in the chaos? For years, the Sodders tirelessly sought answers. They posted billboards with their children's photos and contacted authorities, clinging to hope amid despair. Strange phone calls in the dead of night whispered cryptic messages: "I have seen your children." These voices from the shadows both comforted and tormented the family, weaving a web of mystery around the tragedy. Every Christmas, George would light a string of lanterns outside their home, a beacon for his lost children to find their way back. This ritual became a symbol of unwavering parental love, a light piercing the darkness of uncertainty. The case ignited countless theories. Some suggested kidnapping linked to organized crime, others hinted at darker conspiracies involving the government or local enemies. But no concrete evidence ever surfaced. The Sodder children's disappearance remains one of America's most baffling and enduring mysteries, a chilling reminder of how quickly life can change in an instant, and how hope can endure against all odds. Tonight, as the snow falls quietly once more over Fayetteville, the legend of the Sodder children lives on, a story of loss, love, and the unanswered questions that refuse to die. Through all the heartbreak and unanswered questions, the Sodders never stopped hoping. Their Christmas tradition of lighting lanterns became a symbol of their undying love, a light shining in the darkest nights, a beacon for their lost children to find their way home. The mystery of the Sodder children remains open to this day, a haunting puzzle etched into American history. It reminds us that sometimes, truth is stranger than fiction, and that the bonds of family can transcend even the greatest tragedies. As years passed, the Sodder family's relentless pursuit of answers grew into a cause célèbre. Newspapers picked up the story, fascinated by the inexplicable disappearance of the 5 children. The case stirred public curiosity and sparked debates about the official investigation's shortcomings. Yet, despite media attention and community sympathy, no definitive leads emerged. George Sodder became a fixture in the search, tirelessly distributing flyers, making public appeals, and even contacting psychics, desperate for any glimmer of hope. His determination inspired many, but also drew skepticism from those who believed the children were long gone. One of the most chilling elements of the mystery was a series of mysterious phone calls that began months after the fire. The calls were brief, cryptic, and often came late at night. On one occasion, a voice whispered, "Your children are safe," before abruptly hanging up. Another time, a caller claimed, "They don't want to be found." These tantalizing snippets fueled speculation and kept the family's hope alive, but also deepened the anguish. In the 1950s, the Sodders hired a private investigator to trace the origins of these calls. Despite following numerous leads, the investigator was unable to identify the source. The family was left with more questions than answers. Amidst the turmoil, rumors began circulating that the children had been kidnapped by mafia members, possibly connected to a gambling dispute or revenge against George's outspoken political views. Some believed the fire was intentionally set to cover up the abduction. However, police investigations failed to substantiate these theories. Adding to the complexity, neighbors reported seeing strange men in the area around the time of the fire. One witness described a suspicious vehicle parked near the Sodder home in the hours before the blaze. But despite these eyewitness accounts, no arrests were ever made. The Sodders also pursued leads suggesting that the children might have been sold into illegal adoption rings or taken across state lines. Each tip was thoroughly investigated but ultimately yielded no conclusive evidence. One tragic blow came when Jenny Sodder, the matriarch of the family, passed away in 1989 without ever learning the fate of her missing children. George lived on for several more years, continuing the search until his death in 1969, always clinging to the hope that someday, somehow, his children would return. The case of the Sodder children became one of America's most enduring unsolved mysteries, a haunting reminder of how some questions remain unanswered, and some families never find closure. Despite decades of searching, the mystery surrounding the Sodder children only deepened. In the early 1960s, a breakthrough of sorts arrived in the form of a mysterious photograph. It showed a young man who bore a striking resemblance to one of the missing children, Louis Sodder. The photograph was sent anonymously to the family, reigniting hope and reigniting public interest. George Sodder took the photo to experts who analyzed the image for authenticity and age. Some believed it was genuine, others suspected it was a cruel hoax. The man in the picture appeared to be in his 20s and was reportedly living somewhere in the southern United States. Attempts to trace the individual were unsuccessful. In the years that followed, other sightings were reported sporadically across the country. A man in Chicago claimed to have encountered a woman resembling one of the missing daughters living under a different name. Another tip came from a waitress in West Virginia who said a man visiting her town looked exactly like a Sodder boy. Each lead was painstakingly investigated by the family and occasional private detectives, but none provided definitive proof. Many of the witnesses either recanted or could not be located again. The case became an enigmatic puzzle with pieces scattered across the country. Amid this whirlwind of rumors and sightings, the Sodder family continued to face personal hardship. The trauma of losing their children, coupled with the public scrutiny, took a heavy toll on their lives. Yet, their bond remained unbroken, and they refused to give up hope. Over the years, several documentaries and books tried to uncover the truth, interviewing surviving family members and local residents. Some theorists suggested that the children had been victims of human trafficking networks, while others leaned toward supernatural explanations, invoking ghost stories tied to the old Sodder homestead. Local legends grew around the case, weaving it into the folklore of Fayetteville, West Virginia. Every Halloween, some locals lit candles near the remains of the old Sodder House, hoping to honor the missing children and keep their memory alive. As time marched on, the Sodder family's quest for answers became a symbol of relentless parental love and the unresolved pain of loss. Their story has resonated with generations, reminding the world of the fragile line between hope and despair. Years passed, but the mystery of the Sodder children remained as haunting as ever. Each holiday season, the family gathered around the empty chairs at the table, their hearts heavy with unanswered questions and lingering hope. Despite the passage of time, their determination to find the missing children never wavered. In the following years, numerous sightings were reported across various states. A mysterious photograph surfaced showing a young man who bore a striking resemblance to Louis Sodder, sparking waves of renewed hope and media attention. Private investigators were hired, and the family tirelessly pursued every lead, no matter how faint. One tip led them to Chicago, where a woman was said to resemble one of the missing daughters, sparking a flurry of excitement. Another sighting in West Virginia described a man matching the description of a Sodder boy. Yet, every path eventually led to disappointment and silence. Rumors and theories swirled. Some whispered of kidnappings by organized groups, others believed the children had been hidden away to protect them from some unknown danger. The community itself became a patchwork of legends, blending facts and fears, and the Sodder family's story grew into a local myth of tragic loss. Despite the many obstacles, the family held on to hope, refusing to let the memory of their children fade into obscurity. Their story was featured in documentaries, books, and television programs, resonating with audiences worldwide as a symbol of relentless love, the pain of loss, and the enduring search for truth. The mystery, however, remained unsolved, and the true fate of the Sodder children continues to captivate and perplex those who hear the tale, a reminder that some secrets refuse to be buried by time. As the decades slipped by, the Sodder family never stopped searching. They turned their grief into a lifelong mission, devoting years and resources to uncovering any fragment of truth. They placed newspaper ads, posted flyers across the country, and contacted law enforcement agencies repeatedly, hoping for new breakthroughs. In the 1960s, an intriguing development shook the family's resolve once more. A former soldier claimed he had encountered children matching the Sodder siblings' descriptions while stationed overseas. The claim sparked a new wave of investigations, though international borders and the fog of war made verifying the story nearly impossible. Locally, the house where the fire occurred became a symbol of mystery and tragedy. Visitors reported strange noises at night, flickering lights, and even fleeting shadows near the burned ruins. Some speculated that the fire was deliberately set to cover up a darker truth, but no conclusive evidence ever emerged. The family's resilience inspired many in the community and beyond. Their story was a testament to the human spirit's refusal to accept loss without answers. Each Christmas, the Sodders hung empty stockings and set an extra place at the table, a poignant reminder that hope can endure even in the face of despair. Despite relentless public interest, law enforcement's official stance remained inconclusive, frustrating the family. The case was often labeled unsolvable, but to the Sodders, every unexplained lead was a call to keep fighting. In recent years, advancements in forensic science and technology brought new hope. Cold case investigators re-examined old evidence, using DNA analysis and digital forensics in attempts to finally uncover the truth. The family remained cautiously optimistic, holding on to the belief that someday, justice and closure would be within reach. The tale of the Sodder children endures as a haunting emblem of loss and perseverance, a chilling reminder that some mysteries may never fully be solved, but the search for truth never truly ends. Years turned into decades, yet the Sodder family's quest for answers never waned. Public fascination with the case grew, inspiring books, documentaries, and countless theories about what truly happened that fateful Christmas Eve. The unanswered questions weighed heavily on the community, turning the Sodder mystery into one of America's most enduring cold cases. In the late 1970s, a mysterious letter arrived at the Sodder family home. It was unsigned but claimed that some of the missing children were alive, taken far away to start new lives under different identities. The letter included vague details about locations and events, but no concrete proof. Although the letter rekindled hope, it also deepened the pain of uncertainty. The family's father, George Sodder, became a tireless advocate for the truth, speaking at community events and meeting with officials to keep the investigation alive. His determination inspired many, but it also took a toll on his health and spirit. The years of grief, frustration, and unanswered questions etched deep lines into his face. Meanwhile, the house itself remained a silent witness to the mystery. Neighbors spoke of odd happenings, unexplained footsteps, lights turning on and off, and strange voices in the dead of night. Some believed the spirits of the missing children lingered, refusing to leave until their story was told. Despite the passage of time, no conclusive evidence ever surfaced to explain the fire or the fate of the children. Theories ranged from accidental fire to deliberate kidnapping, but the truth stayed hidden behind a veil of smoke and silence. The Sodder family's story is not just one of tragedy, but of unwavering hope. Their refusal to give up, their continuous search for justice, has become a powerful legacy. It reminds us all that sometimes, even in the darkest mysteries, the human spirit shines brightest. As modern investigators reopen cold cases with new technology, there is renewed hope that one day, the mystery of the Sodder children will finally be solved, and peace will be restored to a family haunted by the past. Decades after that haunting Christmas Eve, the Sodder family's story remains etched into the fabric of American folklore, a tragic mystery that refuses to fade with time. As George Sodder aged, so did his hope that one day he would reunite with his lost children. Despite the odds, he never stopped believing. In the late 1980s, a breakthrough emerged when a man claiming to be one of the missing Sodder children came forward, only to be dismissed as an imposter. Still, the possibility ignited new waves of media attention and public curiosity, proving how deeply the case resonated. Modern forensic methods and investigative techniques have since been applied to the old evidence. Researchers have scoured archives, interviewed surviving witnesses, and re-examined the fire site. Yet, the puzzle pieces stubbornly refuse to fit together. The Sodder mystery challenges our understanding of truth and memory, how some wounds refuse to heal until the truth sees daylight. It stands as a testament to the lengths a family will go to protect their own, and the powerful grip of unresolved grief. To this day, the house on Mountain Street is abandoned, preserved as a monument to the missing children. The faded photographs on the walls, the silence in the halls, all echo the sorrow and enduring hope of a family who never stopped searching. The story of the Sodder children transcends mere tragedy. It is a call to remember, to question, and to never forget those lost to darkness. It is a legacy of love and relentless perseverance, inspiring generations to keep seeking answers, no matter how elusive they may be. And so, as the sun sets over that quiet town in West Virginia, the mystery lingers, whispering through the trees, waiting for the day when the final truth will finally be told.